Guys, welcome back to another video. It is your boy Atayan. Today we're going to be doing a week one of the Call of Duty 2025-2026 season recap of the first week because we had a lot of matches and we had a lot of banger matches. So we're doing a little recap and then I'm actually going to be doing my prediction videos right after that. So that will be dropped either later today or Friday morning before week two starts. But yeah, let's get into it. Starting off with the first matchup, which is between Optic Texas and Minnesota, or G2 Minnesota, formerly known as Rockers. So this series was actually so it's actually flipped. I don't know why it's flipped. Let's go. I thought that was the first matchup since it was showing up as first. This is actually the first matchup. Red Falcons with Optic Texas. Uh, this series was kind of a domination, honestly, coming out of Optic Texas. Like they literally just like completely destroyed Red Falcons. Like 154 to 250. Wasn't really close on Scar. The Den search and destroy was close. I'm pretty sure Falcons actually threw a lot of those rounds. Maybe with more time to flourish with the team, mesh well, they win that, but they lost. And then Overlord was just kind of a clappage. So yeah, Optic just dominated Falcons. Falcons have a lot of issues. They seem kind of lost on the map, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they kind of bounce back because I think this could be a team that makes serious roster changes after Major One or Major Two. So yeah, Optic Texas came out with a statement. Next series we had Carolina versus Boston, which I actually thought Nasty had an incredible map. I think series it was really good. Hard point 153 to 250, and then 6 to 5. This search and destroy was really close. Could have went either way. And then the Den overload was very close as well. And then the exposure hard point. So it was a 3-1, but it was really close. Like it wasn't like the Falcons Optic one where it was just a stomp in every single map. Like this one was pretty competitive. Could have went either way. Like definitely like Ravens can beat Boston, but Boston just do seem like they're the better team. So yeah, now last matchup of the first day was LA Thieves versus FaZe Vegas. This one was very interesting too. I thought FaZe would get a map, but it seems like Thieves have just kind of been owning FaZe as of late. In the off-season tournaments, they kind of own them. So there's multiple things like that, honestly. And to be honest, I think FaZe look horrible in respawns, specifically hardpoint. They look absolutely atrocious. They definitely got to fix that because their search and destroy is very good. Like their search and destroy against LA Thieves in this series was very really good. They were up like 4-1 and they lost like 5 rounds in a row. So they're gonna have to change that because this team I mean, S&D wins championships, but like you really gotta improve on the hard point. They just get blown out. And the thing about FaZe that they either get blown out in hard point or they throw their leads, which is really odd because they shouldn't be throwing the leads. You add in O4 and Abuza um, for like more stability in the respawns because they're really good respawn players. And it just seems like they're struggling. Draza seems like he's playing really bad. He's been playing bad for quite some time, honestly. I'd say ever since like Major Four of last year. So he definitely needs to step it up. And then Thieves winning in an extremely close overload. Uh, exposure 5 to 4. FaZe actually brought it back. They were down 4-1. They made it 4-4. And then Abuza trolled a rotation and then Thieves won it. So yeah, this was insane. Uh Side note, Overload is fucking incredible. It's super entertaining. Definitely a game mode that needs to stay in the CDL for a very long time to come. So that was day one. Uh Day two, we started off with Toronto versus Miami Heretics. Yeah, it's 3-2. 250 to 85 for Toronto in the opening hard point on Scar. Search and Destroy is really close, but Miami does take it 6 to 5. The exposure overload was complete stop. Like the maps that Toronto won were complete stomps, like they weren't really close. And the maps that Miami won were honestly relatively competitive. So that goes to show that Toronto is a better team right now, but we still need to give Heretics like more time. I mean, Trakes, he's new. Like they haven't had much time to practice. I think after Major One, we'll see. Like I think Miami's gonna be a team that like scales throughout the year. So I think this team's gonna be top five, like pretty consistently. But we just need to see more time from them. So yeah. Then we had Vancouver versus Gentlemates. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that one. Paris kind of just dominated them and honestly made them just Surge looked lost. Like Surge looked really, really lost. Paris just dominated them. Um, Neptune and Ghosty had a field day. So yeah, not much to say about that. I think Surge kind of by far looked like the worst team. Next and final matchup of day two was Minnesota versus Cloud9 New York, which actually went the distance, 5 games, or 5 maps. Colossus, Hardpoint, 221 to 250. Minnesota actually trolled this. They were actually up, but then Cloud9 came back. Colossus Search and Destroy, 6-2, for Minnesota, and then 4-1 for Minnesota on the Den Overload, and then 225 to 250, Cloud9 New York win it on Scar, and then 6-3 again on Scar. So it was a really close series, um, which goes to show that this is going to be a very competitive season. Like a lot of these teams are going to be able to beat each other. A lot of these teams are going to be able to take maps up of each other, which is what we want from the viewer experience. So yeah, that was a really competitive series. And then the last day we had first matchup of the day was LA Thieves versus the Riyadh Falcons. Uh, Honestly, Riyadh Falcons, they won the hard point, but they look so like lost. They look so like confused on the map. I don't know what's going on, but they definitely gotta change some of that because I think this team is very, really talented, but they're not showing it. Um, like it just looks like a really weird team. Seeing Selim on this team doesn't really look right, and Kismet seems to be really uncomfortable. They're making X-Men like run bomb and do a lot of these weird plays, when he should just be doing all the slaying because that's his role. And yeah, I mean, this team has a lot of like selfless players. Holy shit, I can't speak. So it's just very interesting to see how they're gonna be able to match because I think this team can be really, really good. I think here or there they can make like a deep run. Like I can see this team making a Sunday randomly, but I can also see this team randomly being the last place team, because it seems like their lows are really, really low. So yeah, and Thieves lost the first map but dominated every single other game mode. Then we had FaZe versus Paris Mates, which I actually thought was a massive upset. Like not a massive upset. Like I wasn't mind blown. I was like, holy shit! Like this is impossible that's happening. But like FaZe coming into this, I would have thought Paris would have won like 3-1 because I mean, I know we can't take too much from like the off-season tournaments, but Paris basically beat these multiple times. These beat FaZe multiple times. So I thought Paris would just comfortably take care of FaZe, but hardpoint wise, Paris looks incredible, but I think they need to work on their search and destroy. Their overload does look good too, but bro, they really got to focus on their search and destroy. Their search and destroy looks really, really weird. Looks and it's weird because like the tournaments that they did win in the off season, they won like a lot of them because of their search and destroy because it was solid. But I just there's something around about the S&D, so we got to see them really improve on that because I think if this team improves on their S&D, they will be deadly. As for FaZe, as I said before, their hard points are atrocious. They need to work. Like both of these teams can win champs if they work on. If FaZe works on their hard point, they'll be a contender for sure. And then if Paris focuses like masters S&D, they will be a contender for sure because Paris looks like a top two team when it comes to hard point, and FaZe looks like a top three team when it comes to S&D. So yeah, and last but not least, we had Optic Texas versus Minnesota. Very competitive series. A lot of these maps are actually really, really close. Minnesota actually trolled the search and destroy. Um, Krem tweeted out that they trolled. They actually did troll. They could have won. They could have been up 2-0. And that's not to say Optic wouldn't have reverse swept because Optic then went on to win the next two maps. Um, and I would back Optic to win a map five against Minnesota, but would have been much more closer than it was. So Minnesota did beat them in a hard point, which is kind of surprising. 197 to 250. Search and destroy raid 6-4. Den overload 3-0. Exposure hardpoint 250 to 113. So it's kind of a domination in that last map. But yeah, that's the recap of the first week. I'm gonna be doing my predictions quickly after that. As I said before, I'm gonna be uploading that sooner than later. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about the first week. Any surprises, anything that went as planned, let me know that in the comment section down below. And yeah, guys, make sure to leave a like and subscribe because I'm gonna be doing much more Call of Duty content. Until next time, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Peace out.